It's 6:14 a.m. Your phone suddenly vibrates. You expect another normal notification, but one message instantly changes everything. A purchase for $12,000 has just been approved. Confused, you refresh your banking app, hoping it's just a mistake. But instead of disappearing, even more transactions begin appearing, and every one of them is real. Your account balance drops again and again. Thousands of dollars disappear in seconds. That's the moment you realize this isn't a simple banking error. Someone is using your identity. You rush to the bedroom window, expecting to see something suspicious. But outside, everything looks perfectly normal. And that's what makes identity theft so frightening. You usually can't see it happening. Most victims never meet the person responsible. By the time the fraud is discovered, the damage may already be done. So, what should you do first before things get even worse? Without wasting another second, you call your bank. Your hands are shaking as the phone rings, because every minute you wait could mean losing even more money. The bank representative confirms the transactions are real. At that exact moment, you realize this isn't a technical problem. It's a serious case of identity theft. The representative immediately helps freeze your debit card and places security alerts on your account. But the biggest question still remains: who did this? The bank advises you to report the fraud immediately. Every minute matters now, because acting quickly can help limit the damage and protect your accounts. As you step outside, one thing becomes painfully clear: recovering your identity won't happen overnight. And this is only the beginning of your legal journey. Your first stop isn't the police station, it's your bank's fraud department. Because every second you delay gives the thief more time to exploit your identity. The fraud specialist immediately reviews your account history. Within seconds, they discover purchases made hundreds of miles away, places you've never even visited. The specialist asks a question every victim fears. Did you recently click a suspicious email or text message? Suddenly, you start replaying every online action in your mind. Even if you never clicked anything suspicious, your information could still have been exposed through a company data breach months earlier. The bank freezes every affected account and begins a fraud investigation. But protecting your money is only the first step. Protecting your identity is much harder. Before leaving the bank, you're handed one important recommendation: report the identity theft to the proper authorities as soon as possible. As you walk back outside, your phone rings again. This time, it's your credit card company. The representative warns you about additional suspicious activity. Suddenly, you realize this problem is much bigger than a single bank account. Your credit score, your bank account, even your personal information could all be at risk. The situation is escalating faster than you imagine. Now there's only one place left to go, where your identity theft officially becomes a legal case. And that's where the real investigation begins. David arrives at the official reporting office. This is where his identity theft case begins to enter the legal system, and every document now becomes important. The receptionist hands David several official forms. Every answer he writes could become part of the investigation that follows. David carefully explains the unauthorized transactions. Investigators listen closely, asking detailed questions to understand exactly what happened. The investigator explains that identity theft cases often involve multiple organizations working together to verify what happened and help protect the victim. As David leaves the interview room, one thing becomes clear: reporting the crime was only the first step. The real challenge is proving his identity and repairing the damage. Over the next few days, David receives calls from multiple financial institutions. Each one asks the same question: can you confirm these transactions weren't made by you? Every new phone call reveals another piece of the puzzle. The fraud affected more than one account, and recovering everything will take patience. To help protect himself, David places additional security measures on his financial accounts. It's an important step that can reduce future risks if suspicious activity appears again. Weeks later, investigators begin confirming that several transactions were fraudulent. For the first time since that morning, David finally feels a small sense of relief. Identity theft can happen without warning, but acting quickly, documenting everything, and working with the right organizations can make a huge difference. And for David, the road to recovery has finally begun. The investigation is finally moving forward. But while authorities continue reviewing the case, David realizes that rebuilding his financial life will take much longer than reporting the crime. Over the next few weeks, new replacement bank cards begin arriving. One by one, David slowly starts rebuilding the financial security he thought was gone forever. Every account password is updated. Every security setting is reviewed. After everything that happened, David refuses to leave anything to chance ever again. Months later, investigators continue reviewing evidence. Although the legal process takes time, every update brings David one step closer to finally closing the case. One unexpected notification changed David's life life overnight. But acting quickly, staying organized, and following the proper process helped him begin moving forward with confidence. Several weeks later, David receives another official call. This time, the news is different. Investigators have confirmed that the disputed transactions were fraudulent, marking an important turning point in the case. The investigation continues, but the immediate financial crisis is finally under control. For the first time in weeks, David can take a deep breath and begin focusing on rebuilding his future. Identity theft doesn't end in a single day. Recovery often takes patience, careful documentation, and ongoing communication with financial institutions and investigators. Looking back, David realizes that acting quickly made a huge difference. Every phone call, every report, and every document helped move the case in the right direction. Identity theft can happen to almost anyone. Knowing how to respond quickly and understanding the recovery process can make all the difference. Stay informed, stay alert, and protect what matters most. The stolen money may eventually be recovered, but rebuilding trust takes much longer. From this day forward, every unexpected notification makes David stop and wonder. Weeks later, his accounts finally begin returning to normal. But David has learned one lesson he'll never forget. Staying alert is just as important as recovering. Life slowly returns to normal. Morning coffee tastes the same. The neighborhood hasn't changed, but David knows he'll never look at online security the same way again. Identity theft doesn't always begin with a dramatic warning. Sometimes, it starts with one ordinary notification that almost anyone could ignore. For David, the worst part wasn't losing money. It was realizing that someone else had temporarily taken control of his identity. And that's a feeling he never wants to experience again. Just when David thinks the worst is over, another letter arrives. This time, it isn't about his bank account, it's about his credit score. His credit score has dropped dramatically. Even though he didn't make those purchases, repairing his financial reputation could take months. Financial experts explain that restoring your credit history takes patience. Every verified correction helps rebuild trust, but the process rarely happens overnight. Over time, David carefully monitors his accounts, reviews his reports, and responds quickly to every official update. Small actions begin making a big difference. Identity theft doesn't always end when the fraud stops. Sometimes, the longest battle is rebuilding your financial future. And David's journey is far from over. Months later, David's life feels normal again, until another unexpected notification appears. This time, it's not a bank alert, it's a credit monitoring warning. Fortunately, the alert turns out to be only a routine security check. For David, it's proof that staying informed can prevent bigger problems later. Experts recommend checking your financial records regularly. Small warning signs are often easier to resolve before they grow into bigger problems. Recovery isn't only about money, it's also about rebuilding confidence, staying organized, and responding quickly whenever something doesn't look right. David's experience became an important reminder. Protecting your identity isn't something you do once. It's a habit that continues for life. 6 months later, David's finances are finally stable again. But one simple habit has become part of his daily routine: checking every important account before ending the day. The investigation officially closes. David receives confirmation that the fraudulent activity has been resolved, bringing months of uncertainty to an end. Looking back, David realizes that staying organized, acting quickly, and keeping records made every step of the recovery process easier. Identity theft can affect anyone, regardless of age or profession, but understanding the process can help reduce confusion and make recovery less overwhelming. David's story may be over, but the lesson remains the same. Stay informed, review your accounts regularly, and respond quickly if something doesn't seem right. Knowledge is your strongest protection. David's case may be over, but thousands of people across America face similar situations every single year. The biggest mistake? Most don't notice the warning signs until it's too late. Sometimes the very first warning is a message you almost ignore, a purchase alert, an unfamiliar login notification, or a letter you weren't expecting. Experts often recommend reviewing your accounts regularly. Catching unexpected activity early can make resolving the problem much easier. Recovering from identity theft isn't only about restoring money, it's also about rebuilding confidence and feeling safe using your financial accounts again. For David, one unexpected notification became a life-changing experience, but by acting quickly and staying organized, he found a path forward, and so can others facing similar challenges. One lesson stayed with David forever: reacting quickly is important, but building simple daily security habits can help prevent future problems before they even begin. Months ago, every notification brought fear. Today, it brings brings confidence, because David now understands exactly how to respond when something doesn't seem right. Financial security isn't about living in fear. It's about staying informed, paying attention to important alerts, and acting quickly whenever something feels unusual. David's experience proves that one unexpected moment doesn't have to define your future. With patience and the right support, recovery is possible. David's journey is over, but the lesson remains. Stay informed, review important account activity regularly, and don't ignore unexpected warnings. The right action at the right time can make all the difference. Myth number 1. Identity theft only happens to wealthy people. The truth is, anyone with personal information can become a target, regardless of income or age. Myth number 2. If your money is returned, the problem is completely over. In reality, restoring records and rebuilding confidence often takes much longer. Myth number 3. Only older adults experience identity theft. In reality, people of every age use digital services, making awareness important for everyone. Fact: reviewing account activity regularly can help you notice unexpected changes sooner, giving you more time to respond. The biggest lesson from David's journey isn't fear, it's preparation. Staying informed today can help you respond with confidence tomorrow. Expert tip number 1. Check your important financial accounts regularly. Small changes are often much easier to resolve when they're noticed early. Expert tip number 2. Keep your personal documents organized. Having important records available can make recovery much smoother if something unexpected happens. Expert tip number 3. Don't ignore unexpected account notifications. Taking a moment to verify them today could save weeks of stress later. Preparation doesn't eliminate every risk, but it gives you a clear plan if something unexpected happens. And sometimes, that's the biggest advantage you can have. David's story reminds us that recovery isn't about luck. It's about staying calm, acting quickly, and following the right steps. And now, one final chapter brings everything together. Before we end David's story, let's go through the 5 habits experts recommend for protecting your identity. These simple routines can make a real difference over time. First, review important account activity regularly. Catching unexpected changes early can make resolving them much easier. Second, keep important documents organized. Having records available can reduce stress if you ever need to verify information. Third, don't ignore unexpected notifications. Taking a moment to verify them can prevent much bigger problems later. Finally, stay calm if something unexpected happens. Clear thinking and timely action often make the recovery process much smoother. Months after everything happened, life finally feels normal again. But David knows that one ordinary morning completely changed the way he thinks about protecting his personal information. His journey wasn't just about recovering money. It was about rebuilding confidence, staying organized, and learning how to respond calmly when life takes an unexpected turn. Knowledge doesn't remove every risk, but understanding the process can help you make better decisions when every second matters. Every challenge leaves behind a lesson. David's story reminds us that preparation, awareness, and patience are often our strongest tools when facing the unexpected. Thank you for watching David's journey. If you found this documentary helpful, share it with someone who might benefit from it. Staying informed today can make tomorrow a little safer.